Hello and welcome to today's Bitcoin price analysis video. Today's the 28th of April 2024. It's currently 10:21 Central European time, and as we can see, Bitcoin is still very much going sideways, but it possibly could be moving to the south side, to the downward side. Are we going to see some form of reversal at this pivotal point here? Or are we going to see lower prices is the big question that we're going to answer over the coming week, especially with the likes of the Hong Kong stroke Chinese ETFs coming on the 1st of May, which is Tuesday. I might get that wrong. Is next week, let's just say. Is that going to be the change around that we have? I mean, there's been lots and lots of, there's a lack of volume coming into the market right now. Is this going to change? How long is it going to take until we break out this one range, either up to the upside or to the downside? In all fairness, I don't really care. I'd rather see it break out this range and then come and do whatever. So I'd rather see it break out to the above and then come back down and actually test this one range, or come below and say, hey, this is the bottom here, and then come back through and to make a new high as such. So really right now, everyone is getting a little bit peeved off. However, what we are seeing through all the geopolitical situations and the new CPI information or whatever, is that Bitcoin is still holding its ground. It's still keeping its strength, basically, even though we do see the exponential moving averages kind of converged on this one area and now trying to move a little bit lower. But that's perfectly healthy. You know, we've still got the 200 or the 300-day exponential moving average, and if it could meet up with this and then move on, that would be a really good indication that Bitcoin does have the strength to sustain any of this geopolitical problems and stuff like that. But we've seen the likes of the other S&P 500 go down and other things. So, you know, the whole trend of the whole market is taking a small correction right now. So we shouldn't panic whatsoever. So before we start looking at the Bitcoin price analysis, let's look at the Fear and Greed Index, and we can see that yesterday was 67. Took a day off yesterday from making the videos because Borussia Dortmund had a terrible game and I was in such a stinking mood that I couldn't make the video. I did make the video, but I was in such a stinking mood, I just didn't want to put you guys through listening to that. So anyway, the Fear and Greed Index is at 65. We're still on greed. You know, we're still up there on the prices. So we've definitely got to be very happy. And to see here, I'm going on my holiday next week to Greece. Super looking forward to it as well. So there won't be any videos. Let's move over to the market Fear and Greed Index. We are rocking in the fear once again, but moving closer to the neutral. So it could be that we are going to be jumping out of this one, the VIX, so this out of this fear zone back into the neutral. And as we can see, the VIX is dropping back below this line once again, below the 50-day moving average. And as we do know, if we read it again, the VIX often drops on days when the broader market rallies and soars when stocks plunge. So soars when stocks plunge. We've seen them go down, and now after the likes of the Google earnings and stuff like that, there were other strong earnings out there that managed to boost up, maybe contain this fear and so on. But we are in a bull market cycle, so there's no bear market right now. I don't want to get into this, but you know, the whole overall trend of the market is a bull market. And we should understand that it does take a correction every now and again, which has shown us that it has. But even the VIX, the market volatility, is showing us that it's ready for a possible pump once again. So, and when we look on the timeline, we can see we did have that drop, but now we're very, very much moving in the direction of going back up again. It was looking like it was going to go sideways, but you can see that it is with strength trying to move on. And if we see on Monday and Tuesday that it moves up even higher, then that would confirm that we are moving back into the likes of neutral to greed and possibly extreme greed once again. So Bitcoin is down over the past week, 3.43%. If you had put your whole year's salary in 7 days ago, you'd have lost 3.5% on your money. But the likelihood is if you leave it in for another week, you would have gained 6% on your money. But this only time will tell with that. But over a year, you're definitely going to make more than what inflation takes away from your money. The fear and greed index on the coin market cap is at 58, so neutral right now. So I think this is a lot better reading, a measurement of it. You know, it's not. I wouldn't say there's greed in the market right now. There isn't. There seems to be a lack of purchasing, but there also seems to be a lack of selling. So whoever's got the Bitcoin isn't selling it, but there aren't people coming in really violently buying it either, which is kind of healthy. So the total global crypto market cap is up 2.68% today. Yesterday it was down a little bit, if I remember rightly. If I was wrong, I'll put an image on the screen what it was yesterday when I recorded it. Other than that, hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Dawn. You are watching David's videos. If you're new to my channel, you can see I make a broad variety of different types of videos, from programming, from my life in Germany, some drone flying, some electronics, and also I'm doing videos about the Bitcoin price analysis for more than a month now. Now, if you are interested to see all of the videos or some of the videos that I've made based upon the different days, I have made a video every single day, or I've uploaded a video every single day, apart from yesterday, where you don't want to see that video because I was in a stinking mood. Anyway, you can see that I've annotated every single day with the change that it's had, the open and close, and so on. And so with that said, about me being in a stinking mood yesterday about this, you should remove all emotions when doing any trading and so on. And that is why I didn't upload the video, because I would have added my emotions to it, and you need to be objective, you need to be unbiased to what you're looking at. So this is a super important thing to understand. If you are going to be buying any Bitcoin, then make sure it's on a day where you are focused and you are not upset or irritated or super over euphoric about something. Try and take a step back about it, write down what you were going to do, and then if in a couple of days time you still agree with what you've written down, then go ahead and do it. So try to always remove your emotions when doing it. Someone said that you should write down what your plan is, when to buy, when to get out, what your plan is in the future, and then smash yourself on the head with a saucepan. Please don't do that. And then after you've recovered, then look back at what you've written, and if you still agree with it, then it was a good plan. But please don't do that. That's just crazy. Anyway, before we move on, I just want to say I do this for free, right? And I'm also not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I'm literally just a guy sat in front of a monitor looking at the Bitcoin price relative to my own investment, okay? The investment that me and my wife made back in November 2021. We bought a little bit more, and we bought a little bit more as well. We didn't buy down the bottom, c'est la vie, but we still kept it, and we haven't basically changed our mind about whether we do or don't want Bitcoin. Now, during the times that we saw Bitcoin making these peaks, we had already decided previously around about here, what would we do if we managed to get back to the place where we invested at the highest price. And we decided that we would wait until it reaches a real peak, and then it would come back and then test it again. We sold a small amount here, and then when it come and tested it again, small and small all the time, just going out a little bit. Now, when we got out a good amount of cash that we were happy to have as cash once again, we then started to decide to swap some more Bitcoin into Solana to quadruple our position. And we did that through exchanging Bitcoin straight away for Solana, because you could buy a lot of Solana a lot cheaper with Bitcoin rather than just putting it into euros and so on. So we moved over basically all the time that it was coming through this one zone. We were just buying small pieces of Solana all the time until we did quadruple our position. And like I said, we've got our cash sat waiting for a possible chance, maybe if it does dip down, to buy some more Bitcoin back at a discount too. But whether it does or doesn't happen is of no relevance. We want to know that we've always got some cash ready and waiting also to buy back in, because it's better to have the cash available than not have the cash on a day where it just dumps really, really bad and so on. Another additional important note that I just want to go over, because it's all about diversifying your portfolio. Now, what we saw here back in 2021 was that everything just tanked really badly, and then in 2022 there were loads of stocks that went down, and I had bought into MicroStrategy as well, and I regret selling my shares in MicroStrategy when it was super stupid low, like down here. Hey, such is life once again. But we did take out good profits on MicroStrategy, to be honest with you, and we couldn't have expected it to go up quite that high. We look back in hindsight now and we say that's fine. But Tesla also did these huge highs in 2021, and over the past weeks, when you've seen, or past year, should we say, when we've seen Tesla go down, we've always been saying that we will buy into Tesla again if it gets to real lower prices. And over last week, I've been going into buying Tesla, and I got it at the bottom. I wasn't timing the bottom, but I was just buying it in every single day. And it's starting to maybe go up now. If it doesn't, I'm going to still keep buying in, because I see value in Tesla. Okay, so I don't really care what price I buy Tesla at. I just want to know I buy it at the lowest price possible. And if I can get it at 102 or I can get 110, I will keep buying it, because I just foresee that this stock over the course of the year or 18 months will grow definitely, and I see that growth. So this is another area where I'm putting in we are putting in our money, and we've also put some money into Apple. Now we see this big white area down here. It could drop even further as well, and but Apple will turn around their market. They're a little bit unsure about what's going on right now, but I'm guessing they will turn around the market. We also invested into CleanSpark and Riot, which was a great decision that we did. We knew that prior to the halving that the top miners would have good CleanSpark. We knew that the miners would have some good money when the halving happened, and as you can see, they've had this good increase, and especially with the exchange, the fees at the moment on the network fees, they're making a stink load of money. Now, another thing that we are possibly looking at is AMD, but AMD is not the right price for us right now. We want to see it drop any further, and if it does drop further, then fine. But right now, for us, it's still too. It's still overbought, and we see that it's going to go down possibly even further. So this is our mindset, is that all well and good that we talk about Bitcoin prices, but we want to make sure that we invest over the different industry groups as well. And one into a cryptocurrency, and the tech industry with Apple. With the mining belong really to the cryptocurrency industry, especially on the technical hardware side. But then the likes of Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, Facebook or Meta or Alphabet and so on, and Intel, these are the tech industry which will move further. And I want to be able to invest in other industry groups as well that maybe don't get affected by the likes of the gold prices, the oil prices, the yields, the interest rates and stuff. So we will be diversifying over the course of the year to invest in multiple industry groups rather than just putting all of our eggs in one basket. And so when the Bitcoin season goes down really badly, then we do have other money in some of the altcoins as well. It's a bit of a gamble, but when they go in the altcoin season, we've put some money in to test to see whether they will boom in the altcoin season, and if they don't, then we'll just cut our losses and we'll just stick with concentrating on Bitcoin and Solana in the future. And also then if MicroStrategy does go down big once again, then we will use that as a proxy for Bitcoin and go into this. So this is really, for us, we invest into Bitcoin, but we also look at these things on a daily basis as well and make these decisions. Now, my wife, she spends like 10 minutes a day talking to me about these types of things, but I spend, like maybe 5-6 hours of my day looking at the different stuff, and I'm trying to extend my knowledge and my perspective, my view on the different markets, to be able to understand that I need to invest in multiple industry groups, and also to invest in like sister stocks as well. So when Bitcoin goes up, then we should expect Ethereum to go up. And if Ethereum and Bitcoin go up, we should expect Solana to go up. And if it goes down, we should expect them to all go down as well. Now, if the S&P 500 goes up, we should expect for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana to go up as well, because they fall under. If lots of people invest in these things, we should expect them to be investing into the likes of Bitcoin as well. So these are things that we are looking at right now, to see what types of correlations there are between the different industry groups. And when Bitcoin goes down, what other industry groups stay still, or what other industry groups continue to grow constantly regardless of Bitcoin's action. So this is something that I will be incorporating into future videos as well. But right now, it's all theoretical. The Clean Spark and the Riot part is not theoretical. I have invested money there, and also the Apple and Tesla shares, I've been bought into that as well. So I will keep my investments completely open to what I am invested in, but I'm hugely bullish on Solana, because I see that it's going to be massive in the future. Okay, so I record this during my editing, so let's continue now with the Bitcoin price analysis. Long term, it's all about investments. I'm not here to make a quick buck. I'm talking about this being relative to in like 20 years time. So this is over, even in the course of a year, is nothing. We want to start looking at the months side of it, and then drawing a line through this and saying, okay, we're going to go over to, say, what have we got, 25 to 45, around about 2045. And if this keeps on going, yes, Bitcoin will be 85,000, but that would mean that my money has definitely increased with regards to inflation. But I can't see that happening with the amount of money that the central banks are printing, and the amount of debt that the countries are getting into. I can't see that happening in the slightest. Now, if they do suddenly just turn everything around and we get this magical way of no countries being in debt anymore, then I'm guessing everything will be rosy. But it doesn't look like that way right now. So now, as I said, I do this for free, right? And it would be really cool if you could just tap on that like button right now. It allows me to understand that it is worthwhile me publicly releasing these videos for you. And so think about it, is I don't have to release these videos to the public. I can keep them private for me, for myself, as a log for the future. So if you want me to do these videos and you like this content, then please think about giving the video a like, because if I don't see enough likes and so on, I don't really care about the views, but I do care about the likes. So please, if you want me to keep making this content every single video that you see, then just do me the favor and just give it a like. Otherwise, find another channel to watch, because over a long term, I'll probably stop making the videos if I don't see enough likes on the videos. With that rant and a little bit of a moan out of the way, let's jump straight in to have a look at the price. Now, I'm going to say let's not bother really looking at the highest time frames, because, well, we can see the overall trend is going up and so on, but we can see it's going sideways. But what we've got to look out for right now is the moving averages are going down, all right? And they are getting dangerously low. And we've seen the spike come down here and then come back up again. But this was basically because there was literally no liquidity down here. And the price came down, loads of people bought it, and it came back through here. So we know that there's kind of lots of liquidity in this area. People are buying it quite heavily in this area. But really, we know that there's lots of liquidity down here as well, because this is where the price hung for. So 3, 6, 9, approximately 12 days, the price went literally sideways here. So we know there is some agreement that the price should have been between 46 and 48,000. But the question is there isn't really much of an agreement where the price is here. We can see that we're getting a bit more of an agreement right now, because we see these smaller candles, that the price could be between 59 and 61,000, because we go back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, and we can see there is some form of agreement here that the price should be around this. And these are just signals here of it being overbought, basically. And it got to the top and snapped straight back down again into this one zone. So we could be pretty certain that this is the agreed area. This is the agreed price. And we know down here that there were buyers. Naturally, there were people sniping, ready to buy up at a low price. But the questions are, is there enough volume? Is there enough people? If someone does decide to sell a huge amount of Bitcoin, are there enough buyers to hold this level? And if there aren't, are there enough buyers to hold this next level here? And if there aren't, and the people all start selling and capitulating or panicking, or even the people who don't buy, there just needs to be a few people trying to sell, say, a few hundred Bitcoin, and the price could move. And then other people start trying to sell a few hundred Bitcoin, and that would be enough to push the price through. We can see there's next to no liquidity through this. The price just zoomed up in the space of 2 days. So that was because no one was selling. The people were selling up at the 57,000s of the previous highs. So it's quite normal that the price goes up quite quickly, but we need to be very, very vigilant, because the price can dump through this super quickly. And the question is, are there the people waiting at 48, 47,000 waiting to buy this up? And if there aren't, and there aren't enough people to take on that selling power, if it does go down, then we need to be worrying that it's going to go down even further, and then even further again. So let's dive in right now with the viewpoint that it's going down, all right? Because right now that is the more realistic, this is the more probable scenario, okay? There's 3 scenarios. There's it goes up, goes sideways, and it's going down, okay? So let's start with the more probable one, because it's all about investing. Hope, fear, greed, and ignorance are things that you don't want to have. You want to just be objective, to look at the price. So right now we know that we are on the lower probability of it going down. We can see that it made a lower high, and it hasn't been able to come back up again. We saw a short sell-off as well, short sell-off, and so on. So we saw the buyers moving always down, and we see low volatility in this region. Yes, the price moved back up again, but that's because there weren't really any people selling here. The people were selling were up here at this one area. We see the price coming back down again, and we saw some volume on this blue candle, but we don't really see lots of volume. So we should expect that the sellers, that the buyers are down in this 56.5 area, I would imagine. And now we are Sunday. We normally see the biggest movement when the East Coast of America starts waking up, or when the sun rises in the East Coast of America. So round about the likes of 3 o'clock or 2, 3 o'clock. And then we see when the West Coast of America starts waking up, round about the 7, 8 o'clock at night time, we see the even bigger movement. Now, are we going to see that today? And which direction are we going to have? And now we then know that come say, whoops, where are we here? About 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's look at this. Vertical. So come 2 o'clock in the morning, when the Asian markets properly open on the 29th, this is when we expect to see, are they going to jump in with buying, or are they going to follow on with the selling, or are they going to keep it sideways until these ETFs open up in Asia? Now, right now, we see no volatility. Sorry, we see no volume. Okay, and so I would expect to see that this might go up a little bit further. But once we see like a red or a purple candle with high volume coming down, then pushing the price down, I would expect that this area here, there's no volume there. All right. Yes, the price stopped on this one area, but there's no volume really. Let's look at a lower time frame, and we can see there was a little bit of consolidation here. There was a bit of a pump up. The purple candle shows us that there's a possible reversal here, and this candle here shows a lot of selling power, but there wasn't really any volume after that. And this is the only candle that we saw that there's showing us a possible reversal. And then if there's no liquidity in this area, we should see this light red candle just pump through nice and easy, because the buyers are probably down here, and if they're not there, then they're going to be here. So we should probably see this dump quite quickly, even whilst we're talking. So let's go into the half an hour candle, and you can see a maroon candle. The volume is picking up, and we see the blue candles here. So there was lots of volume going up. The purple candle stopped it basically, and there was lots of selling above here. So let's go into the 15, see what picture that painted. There we go, two blue candles, a purple candle, sucked it straight back down again, no volume, bit of a maroon candle to push it down, but there were no more sellers. The buyers weren't really there either, and then we saw the buyers push it up, but the sellers, they wanted to push it down. And now the maroon candle, if there is continued selling power here, let's go to the 5, we should see, let's have a look. We should see this blue candle. It's not really any volume through there. We should see this just continue on, in all fairness. Let's have a look at the 1 minute. Okay, we've got a red candle. Whoops. Got a red candle, shows that it's a vector candle. And we've got another red candle there. Another one there. But there's lots of room around here. I would say this just keeps going down to wherever there was any consolidation. There was a little bit of consolidation here. It went sideways for what, 104 for like an hour. So there's a little bit. Whoops. There's a little bit of consolidation there. But the question is where is it going to stop? Where is it going to bounce? Well, we can see here that there was some pivot points here that it bounced against. So we could say that it's probably about there, and maybe this one here, around about that it could stop, because it looks like it's going straight through this area here, no problem. So we would guess that, yeah, it's definitely, well, it's speculation to see where. We just need to work out where it's going to stop, and the market will tell us. When we see a blue candle or a green candle stopping this, is where we'll see that a possible reversal. And right now we saw this vector candle come down, followed by another one, followed by no volume. And if the selling is going to continue, this maroon candle will push through this one area. Otherwise, I would expect to see in the next minute after this at least a grey candle coming up. Grey's increased volume, and if it stays grey for a very short amount of time, we should see a blue candle coming in. How many we've got? There we go. The next candle. Are we going to get a maroon one once again, or is there going to be a reduced volume? If we see just a red candle, there we go. There's the blue. All right. So we're seeing it's turning around. So the blue candle. This should show us now that the price should at least come up to say here, and come around here. But a blue candle shows that there was lots of buying coming in, but the selling is coming in as well. Oh, it's teetering around, just sticking there. This is where it gets super interesting to work out when the reversal is going to happen. And with this red candle, you saw lots of volume coming through here. And then maroon, we saw more volume. So we're seeing lots of Bitcoin. Well, okay, they're seeing not huge amounts of Bitcoin, but you're seeing the volume relative to these other ones is a lot more. And now we're seeing lots of volume at this one tiny small area. So we know that people have agreed upon that the market is that this is a price that they're happy upon. So the buyers have agreed with the sellers what the price is. And we see instantly grey, so we've jumped through the light green candles. And if this was just a pause, we could see this turn into a purple candle and go down. Otherwise, a maroon candle and come down. Or we should expect, like I said, the price to come and at least come and test 50% of this vector candle. But only time will tell with this. But this is where it gets really interesting to try and work out where the volume is. And as I said before, I like finding these white spaces. These white spaces, they kind of tell you where the price is going to move through very quickly. And when you start looking left and spotting the white space, you start really, it starts painting a real big picture for you. You know, I just arbitrarily put that in there, but we saw that the price managed to skip through this with lots of gaps, all right? So it meant that even in the time that the candle could change, the price had moved really, really quickly. So there was literally no liquidity here. The price zoomed through the market, the order book, sorry, really quickly. And this is the point where it's illiquid. There's not much liquidity, all right? And when there is lots of liquidity, like this area, and well, you could say that there is enough liquidity here because people agreed that there was some. But areas like this where you see the price just moving down slowly, there isn't huge amounts of transactions going on, but at least there isn't lots of gapping up and down. There is still gapping up and down, but the gaps are a lot smaller. We need to see like real consolidation of prices. And I wouldn't say that this is a great example, but it's a better example. You can see that there was a little bit of gap up and gap down here, but it moved sideways nicely, and then the red candle tried to push the price down, but just got completely rejected, and there were no sellers anymore, and the buyers just bought it back up. So I just find this super interesting to look at it in this perspective. You know, you can look at it with all sorts of shapes and so on, but ultimately Bitcoin or any stocks are all about trying to find where the buyers and sellers are and in which direction it's going to go. And if you can find where the volume is, you will be able to see, if you can find where the volume is, you can see whether people did buy it before and did sell it before, and now you just have to work out where the buyers and sellers are in the future, because the volume, these candles only tell you what transactions happened, but there are other forms of being able to see where the people are waiting with their limit orders as well. Now, I don't have that information, but there are other people on YouTube with that information that you can watch. So with that said, what's my overall opinion about today? Well, my gut feeling says that this is going down. My gut feeling says this is going down. Is it going down all the way to here? I don't think so, but there's lots of white area here that needs to be filled, all right? So that's all I've got to say, but there's also some white area here that's got to be filled as well, and there's some white area here that's got to be filled. So we could say all of this, but the biggest elephant in the room is this white area, and it gets even bigger. That's got to be filled. So that's all I've got to say. Is I would assume that it's going to go down today. It doesn't look like it's trying to go up right now. It looks more like that it wants to go down. The market will go in the direction it wants to go, and don't hope it to go up. Don't have fear of it going down, because it will go down whichever. If you have fear of it going down and you've invested it here or you invested here, just get out. Take the losses. You know, if you bought in here, if you bought in here, what, 67,000? It's 60,000 now. You've lost 10% of your money. Get out. You know, just take the losses and wait for the price to go down another 10%, then get back in again and just learn from it. Learn from the lesson. if you are in it for the long term, then keep it in, all right? But wait till it goes back down again, and then there you need to average in to the price. But averaging in is also a kind of dangerous thing, because you never know where the bottom is. So really the best thing to do is keep your money in cash until we really see the bottom. Right now there is a few big spaces here that are telling us that this could be the bottom, this could be the bottom, this could be the bottom, until we see this bounce on the bottom so many times, and then make a move up to the top and break through this, bounce on the previous top, and then move up. That's when you know that was the bottom. But you can only know where the bottom is in the future, and we are today is, it's only telling us what we can't tell the future. We don't have a crystal ball. So if you want to have hope, if you want to have unicorns and all sorts of stuff, then please have unicorns. But just remember that there is a massive likelihood is that this is going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce. And if you know what's going to happen when it's bouncing, that means that the buyers are holding this line. The buyers are holding this line, not a problem. And the sellers keep going, keep going, keep going. And the sellers, but the buyers, they don't have enough force to push it up, because the sellers are moving their prices down all the time. If the sellers thought that they could get the price up here, they would put their selling price up here. But because they know they can't get this price again, it keeps going down, but the buyers are continuously there. If the buyers walk away, this is when it gets scary, all right? And this is when you get stuff like this happening. That was when the sellers walked away, okay? This is a prime example. When we zoom into this area here, you see that the selling happened and the buyers were there. Selling happened, the buyers were there. Selling happened and the buyers were there. Now, if the buyers had moved and said, no, we're going to buy down here now, the price would have gone down. But the buying kept going. And it was the sellers that ran out. And the sellers went, oh, you know what? Okay, I'm done now. I'm going to sell up here instead. And the likelihood is that it was people buying here that were selling up here. And then it happened again that the people selling, and then finally the sellers just run out, and the sellers moved up here. And they moved up here and they sold big to bring it all the way down. And this is just a Coinbase wick as well. On some other exchanges, the wick is smaller. So, but then the buyers came in strong in this one area once again, which we all know what happened. It pushed the price up nice and gradually here. Everyone was kind of happy that there was going to be a run, and the price just moved up every single day until the point where the sellers up here said, you know what, we're going to sell it off now. And this is where they started selling it off. And we all know that with fear, people tend to sell stuff quicker. With buying, they always want, no, I'll wait, I'll get a better price tomorrow, I'll sell tomorrow. It's always, people always take longer to get out their position when the price is going up, right? But when the price is going down, fear kicks in and they get out really quickly. It's called capitulation. And there you can see the volatility going down, and the market went down super quickly to here. But we saw that the buyers came in strength down here, right, to push the price up. Look, three blue candles out of this pushed the price up. Then it came back down again, and the buyers came in strong once again to hold that area. But there wasn't really lots of volume here. It managed just to push it through that area until then there was lots of volume pushing it up again. So we can continue this on, and where we find in the buyers came in strong here, pushed the price back up. The buyers didn't push the price back up with volume, it just went up by itself. These areas here where you see high volume, it's like gravity, all right? This is like gravity, it sucks the price in, it sucks the traders in. But this is like, there's no gravity here. It just zooms through as easy as you want. So when you see light candles, this means there's next to no gravity. You're just floating through it. But when there's lots of gravity, it takes lots of momentum, takes lots of force to push through. But there was lots of gravitational force from the sellers here meeting the buyers. And in the end, the buyers' gravity ran out and the price came down. But the buyers came in force here. The blue candle is showing the force. These green candles is no gravity once again, but the price, the momentum was going sideways. So the price just continued going sideways. This is how I think, all right? And it's not how I thought maybe 3 weeks ago, but after doing many, many hours of looking at the price, of doing the research, of making these videos, of analyzing what I think and trying to back up the information of what I say in the videos to myself, for the future, I have a different way of thinking about this now. So I hope this really helps you. And 2 books that I've been reading is, one is The Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, all about Jesse Livermore, and then the second book is How to Trade in Stocks, and that is written by Jesse Livermore as well, but there's a part of it written by Richard Smitten too. But these are 2 fantastic books that you can read and super interesting to really just concern yourself with volume and where the active market is and when to get in and get out of trades relative to the likes of pivotal points, and to always move with the market. Don't be a bull, don't be a bear, just see where the market is going and try and stay in cash as much as possible. And only go after the winning horses, right? The powerful horses, the horses that just have this myth behind them that they will do well in the future because their CEOs and their investors say they will. Doesn't mean to say that they will do well in the future. Stocks that do well are the ones that move, right? The price that moves consistently all the time, and they move fast, and then they consolidate, waiting for the earnings and the dividends and everything to catch up with them, ready to make that next move once again. So this is I've still got a lot more to learn, and every single day I've learned something new. I will always put this information in the video. So if you don't want to read these books, you don't want to do this research, the only price I'm asking you to pay is tap on that like button. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and see you in tomorrow's video. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.